I'd like to welcome everybody to the
Recording in progress.
Town of Milton regular board meeting. Today is June 2nd of 2022. I'd like to get the meeting started with a pledge by Councilman Foley.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United
States of America,
and to the republic for
which it stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible, with
liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Councilman Isakson.
Present.
Councilman Froelich.
Present.
Councilwoman Kerr. Present. Councilman Blaisdell.
Present, via Summa.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Present. Motion to accept the minutes from the May 25th, 2022 meeting and the June 8th, 2022 special meeting.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Councilman Isakson.
Yes.
Councilman Froelich.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr.
Yes.
Councilman Blaisdell.
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Yes. First on the agenda tonight will be public comment. The first public comment is agenda items only. So the public comment is now open if anyone would like to speak. Anyone in the crowd? Anyone on Zoom got their hand up? No? No one wishing to speak. Public comment number 1 is now closed. Resolution number 43, resolution number 43 of 2022, resolution authorizing settlement of pending tax criteria case entitled Forest Hills Trailer Park LLC versus John Bonanno as the assessor of the town of Milton and the towns of Milton. Now therefore be it resolved by the town board, town of Milton, regular session duly convened as follows. The town attorney be and hereby is authorized to enter into a consent order and of said pending proceedings on the terms set forth herein, a copy of which is attached hereto. The parties have agreed that the assessment from the parcel set forth herein shall be set on all the following values for the listed years for the tax year of 2018, $4,940,000, 2019, $4,767,100, 2020, $4,600,252, 2021, $4,462,244, and 2022, $4,462,244 full assessment. The town attorney and or town supervisor for the town of Milton is hereby and authorized to consent to entry appropriate court orders to accomplish the said settlement and to enter into and sign agreement attached consent order directing the established assessments for those tax years set forth the consent order attached and execute any stipulation and discontinuance of any other necessary documents of the said proceeding. And the town of Milton acting through the assessor shall make and cause to be made upon the proper book and records and the assessment rules for the town of Milton, the entries, changes, and corrections necessary to confirm the assessment and to agree upon the assessment proceedings and provide any necessary refunds. This resolution shall take effect immediately. Now be it resolved by the town board, town of Milton. Motion for resolution number 43.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Councilman Isakson.
Yes.
Councilman Froelich.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr.
Yes.
Councilman Blaisdell.
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Yes. Next, resolution number 44 of 2022, resolution to hire camp counselors for the 2022 summer camp program in the town of Milton. Now therefore be it resolved, the town board is duly considered and does hereby appoint and hire the following: Anne Marie White of 509 Roundtree, Folsom Spa, as head counselor at an hourly rate of $19.30 per hour. Morgan Druin of 2958 Route 29, Middle Grove, New York, as head counselor at an hourly rate of $19.30 per hour. Catherine Miller of 17 Kristen Drive, Ballston Spa, as camp counselor at an hourly rate of $18.59 per hour. Kristen Booz of 312 Morningfield Drive, Ballston Spa, as camp counselor, hourly rate of $18.59 per hour. Michaela Kelly, 32 Coachman Drive, Ballston Spa, as camp counselor at an hourly rate of $18.59 per hour. Marie Horn of 2 With Rush Court, Ballston Spa, as camp counselor at an hourly rate of $18.59 an hour. Gabriel Borst of 326 Gatsby Drive, Ballston Spa, camp counselor at an hourly rate of $18.59. Alexander Barnes of 52 Heisler Drive, Rock City Falls, as camp counselor at an hourly rate of $18.59. Joshua Lucas of 14 Amber Way, Ballston Spa, as camp counselor at an hourly rate of $18.59 per hour. And Rebecca DeVois of 525 Maple Avenue, Ballston Spa, New York, camp counselor at $18.59 per hour. Now therefore be it resolved by the Town Board, Town of Milton. Motion for resolution number 44.
So moved.
Second.
Councilman Isakson?
Yes.
Councilman Froelich?
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr?
Yes.
Councilman Blaisdell?
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander?
Yes. Next, resolution number 45, 2022. Resolution to hire part-time seasonal personnel for the Parks Department. Now therefore be it resolved, the Town Board hereby appoints and hires Andrew Kramer of 348 Lexington Street, Ballston Spa, New York, 12020, to the position of a part-time seasonal parks employee effective June 23rd of 2022 at an hourly rate of $19.32 per hour, with benefits limited only to those that are provided via the town personnel policy, and if any hours to be determined by the Buildings and Grounds Department. Now therefore be it resolved by the Town Board, Town of Milton. Motion for resolution 45.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Supervisor Isakson?
Council.
Oh, Councilman, yeah, my bad, I'm so sorry.
Yes.
Councilman
Step up,
Isakson?
right?
Thanks.
Councilman Froelich?
Yeah.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr?
Yes.
Councilman Blaisdell?
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander?
Yes. Next, a motion to accept Patrick Collins' resignation from the planning board effective June 9th of 2022, letter dated June 9th, 2022. Dear Supervisor Ostrander, I'm submitting a letter of notification as a resignation from the Town of Milton Planning Board effective June 9th, 2022. Primary reason, conflicting schedule of family. You may be willing to consider other services in town if you feel there is a void that I could fill. My retirement from public school service is effective June 30th, 2022, so my availability will be more flexible at that date. Thank you for your consideration, Patrick Collins. Next, a motion to advertise for a planning board member.
I'll make that motion.
Yes, let's go back, a motion to accept Pat's
I'll
resignation.
make that motion.
Which one?
Patrick.
I'll second.
Councilman Isakson?
Yes.
Councilman Froelich?
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr?
Yes.
Councilman Blaisdell?
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander?
Yes. I have a motion for advertise for planning board member.
I made that motion.
Second.
I just have a question.
Yep.
Do we have an alternate for that position?
We do.
Would we move the alternate up?
We still have to interview for the position and open it up. And
Or would we advertise for that or an alternate?
Not for that position. That's the way it's been done in the past that way.
Has it been done in the past that way? I thought part of our hiring practice was.
It's actually been done both ways.
Yeah, I thought it was done both.
I'd like to see it even across the board.
Typically, you put somebody on as an alternate so they get trained, get the knowledge, and with the kind of anticipation they go about unless you don't particularly care for the alternate, I don't know who that is. But I know in the past we have done it both ways, where we advertise across the board just to get it. And it's that's up to this board to decide.
Well, since we did it in the past, I don't want to get into any issues, criticized for it.
That's fine, we can just interview.
He's got to apply, he's got to.
Right, he has to apply, we'll interview and we'll go from there.
Councilman Isakson?
Yes.
Councilman Froelich?
Yes,
Councilwoman Kerr?
Yes,
Councilman Blaisdell?
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander?
Yes. Next, a motion to allow the town clerk's office to set up a TV recycle day in either September or October of this year.
I'll make that motion.
second.
Councilman Isakson?
Yes.
Councilman Froelich?
Yes,
Councilwoman Kerr?
Yes, and then there is a charge for the TV recycling, right?
Yes.
But he also said he'd take electronics,
I think we're just doing TVs.
but didn't he say he would do it?
Probably another date.
I thought the letter said he would do it for free, no charge.
I think that's a later date. I think this is only
Only for
$25 for
For
TVs,
TVs, right.
appointment only. So you have to have an appointment to actually drop the TV off
Okay.
and pay the charge.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Councilman Blaisdell?
Yes.
And Supervisor Ostrander?
Yes. Next, a motion to allow Ben Jewell to do an Eagle Scout project in the Woods Hollow Preserve. I do have correspondence, a Boy Scout named Ben Jewell gave a very nice presentation what he plans to do in Woods Hollow, cleanup, signage, building kiosks, etc. Ben will be contracting Curtis Lumber, Home Depot for wood prices. He will be working with another scout named Colin Moorhead on this Eagle Bridge project. Mary Ann is still working on feasibility study, she had several engineers. So this has to do with Woods Hollow. He wants to do some work along with, in conjunction with the Open Space Committee with Mary Ann Morgan to signage and I think, what else, Mary Ann, benches?
He gave a really nice presentation, and I know he planned on being here tonight, but
Okay.
not having a driver's license.
Do you know what he planned on specifically doing up there?
Yes, he's working with Patty Kelsey for the signs, replacing the signs on the kiosks. He's, Colin is making arrows color-coded to follow the trails. Most of those things have fallen down. It's been, 25, 30 years? And it was a scout troop that went in that long ago. And we got a lot of bang for the buck. I mean, they pay for most of it. If they run short, we can give them a donation to help, get them through to the end. And it doesn't take a long time. They don't spend more than 2 to 3 weeks on the project. So they're almost 24/7 in there going and doing. The cleanup alone, I think, will be worth it because the rest of the troop is going to come in and clean up the trails, and they thought maybe make little things that say this is a tree, this is not a tree, to identify stuff around in the park.
So he didn't specify, will he be, if we okay this project, will he be coming back to us with a dollar amount? Did he specify that?
Not unless they run short, no, they're starting out on their own.
Okay,
And that's part of the project, it's like running a small business,
okay.
so kind of exciting to watch. We're having fun with the boys too.
Awesome, thank you. Go ahead, Amy.
Have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Councilman Isakson?
Yes.
Councilman Froelich?
Yes,
Councilwoman Kerr?
Yes,
Councilman Blaisdell?
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander?
Yes. Next, motion to allow the Wood Road School PTA to donate a community library box to be placed in the town park. I received correspondence today from Katie Brown. Wood Road PTA would like to donate a community library box to be placed at the town of Milton Parks for children within the community to have access to free books. Thank you for your consideration, Katie Brown. Motion, please.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Councilman Isakson?
Yes.
Councilman Froelich?
yes,
Councilwoman Kerr,
Yes.
Councilman Blaisdell,
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Yes. Next is the monthly reports and liaison and county committee reports. The first on the agenda is the animal control. The total number of calls for May is 184. Dog bite cases 4, dangerous dogs 0, animal seized 4, tickets issued, unlicensed dogs 7, running at large 0, nuisance 0, muzzle required 0, with a total of 10. Respectfully submitted, Dave Krasinski, Animal Control. Next, the buildings department, John Froelich.
Okay. During the month of May, the building department processed 33 building permits and collected $2,210.80 in building permit fees. We completed 101 construction inspections, 43 fire safety inspections, and responded to 10 code enforcement complaints. A total of 12 certificate of occupancies were issued and 13 certificate of compliance being issued. Respectfully submitted, Bill Williams.
Thank you, John. Next will be the buildings and grounds. There's no report. Comptroller's budget versus actual report, cash balance detailed report is filed with the board. There is no highway department report this month. Historian Mike.
Okay, I have a few things to go over since the last board meeting. First, I met with the 250th Revolutionary War Committee for Saratoga County. We decided on a logo that's going to celebrate the role of Milton and the county in the Revolutionary War. There's going to be an unveiling next Thursday, the 30th, of the logo. We're going to have a little ceremony there, a little ceremony. We're going to bring one of my cannons there. Can't fire the cannon in the middle of the village. They won't let you do that. Maybe muskets, if you're interested in seeing some muskets fired off. We're going to be there for that. They're going to unveil the logo. Also, we are in the process, as far as the town, of forming a committee to determine what the town is actually going to do as part of this 250th anniversary. There's been a resolution drawn up, and we're going to try to get at least 7 members of the community involved in planning this celebration for our town. If you're interested, anybody interested in the Revolutionary War or planning anything for the town, just get a hold of me, the town historian. All right. Supervisor Osher and I also attended the unveiling of a new historical marker over at the fairgrounds, which Lauren Roberts, this county historian, thought there was one there. I think everybody did, but there was never a marker there, Saratoga County Fairgrounds. And it's been our fairgrounds since, I think it said, what, since 1880, Scott?
Yes.
Yeah, for the county. It's never been one. Conroy Foundation supplied one, so it's now there by Gate 5. Okay? It basically celebrates the importance of the fairgrounds socially and historically in the town, in the town and the county. I met with the Historic Structures and Places Committee for the first time. The list of historic structures and places has not been updated probably in, I don't know, 8 or 9 years. And part of the characteristic of a historical structure and place is a place that's 100 years older, 100 years or older in the town. I had Laura Orminski, the town assessor, actually helped me determine what residences actually fit in the 100-year category. We're now reviewing those to see if they fall into the parameters of them being included on the historic structures and places list. Which, and it's nothing to try to determine what you should do to your homes. It's a matter of celebrating people in the town who do good things as far as the historic structures and places. Is it September? I think they give an award, the Heritage Award.
Heritage.
So they choose somebody in the town who's actually made an effort to keep their home historically accurate or make it nice and a place that people can actually see and recognize as an important structure in the town. Okay, let's see. I also am in the cemetery committee, and basically I'm focused on the Oakland Cemetery, which I mentioned last time. I'm trying to get things together, get things going. I dropped the sign off at John Froelich's house to be redone, the sign fell down I don't know how long ago, but the sign was laying down in the cemetery. I talked to Supervisor Ostrander, who's giving me permission to start doing some work over there, fixing the fences. I talked to Jason Miller about getting over there and start getting rid of some of the debris and the deadfall to make it more accessible. And he said that maybe after July, we can get some guys over there and we start doing that too. And I'm also working on a schematic of the actual location of the graves, which I was able to find in the downstairs files, some rough sketches of where they might be. And I'm gonna, actually, we had little orange neon 4-foot rods purchased. We're gonna actually place at the actual grave sites, because a lot of these grave sites are gone. They've basically weathered to the point where you're hardly recognizable as grave sites. And we want to try to preserve the cemetery as a cemetery as best we can. And the only way to do that is actually recognize where the grave sites actually are. And I'm also going to create a list of some kind, hopefully post it near the sign of the cemetery, or on the back side of the cemetery, of what people were actually lying in those different locations. So at that point, that's where I am right now. So I think that's about it for now. Any questions about anything? Anybody interested in joining the Revolutionary War Committee? Nobody here? I think it's going to be exciting, guys. I would consider it. All right? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mike.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mike.
Next, the town clerk registrar's report, Amanda.
Registrar report for May of 2022, there were 6 marriages, 3 certified marriage certificates, 44 certified death certificates, 1 genealogical research, 18 FOIL in search of records requests, 151 dog licenses, 25 on-dog licensing, 26 hunting and fishing licenses, 9 pavilion and community center rentals. Total brought in was $6,071, town share $5,235.18.
Thank you, Amanda. Town Justice Park.
Total money collected and remitted to the state controller's office for the month of May. Fines were $3,631, surcharges $1,765, and civil fees $510, for a total of $5,906.
Thank you, Barb. Tax collector, Lisa, I don't believe you have anything, but just in case you did, no, we're good, thank you. Youth Bureau, there's no report. Planning and zoning, Ryan.
For the May 26th zoning board meeting, there was an area variance request for American Tower on Good Road. Public hearing has been set for June 23rd. The public hearing continued for Milton Solar. The public hearing continued as well for the kiosk area variance for Brooks View Angles. Area variance request for 77 Greenfield Avenue, and a public hearing has been set for June 23rd. And then 219 Meadowlark Drive area variance, public hearing also set for June 23rd. The June 8th planning board meeting, a public hearing was held for 839 Murray Road, and a special use permit was approved. 426 Geyser Road special use permit and site plan review, no action was taken. The 77 Greenfield Avenue site plan review and special use permit was also reviewed at this meeting. Again, the public hearing will be for tomorrow. The Rollins Street Garage had a site plan review. A revised plan was requested from the developer from the planning board, so no action was taken at this time. And 336 Rollins Street major subdivision with a 15-lot subdivision, half-acre lots submitted. No seeker or action has been taken at this time. And that's all.
Thank you, Ryan. There's no reports from the supervisor and the county committee. We did receive one correspondence letter from Lisa Marie Dapper from Fair Oaks in reference to a mailbox kiosk problem with the planning and zoning that's still going on. That's been received and filed with the board. Next on the agenda, public comment number 2. Public comment number 2 on town business only. Anyone in the audience like to speak on it? Ray?
Give me a minute.
You're okay. If you want to stand up, Ray, and speak loud, you can probably just stand right there.
I'll come up. One of my little legs here. If I fall over, I'll fall into it. Hi, Ray Alton, 16 Menworth Avenue, Balkan Spa. I'm here representing Community Emergency Corps tonight. Just wanted to give you a quick update on where we are. We're still in the process of finishing off the survey on the property and at the end of the lot down here. And hopefully in the next few weeks, that will all be completed. And we've been having some very serious meetings with the builder, who's going to be Panaccio. And C2 is our architect for the project. So hopefully, if things go right and all our plans meet with the town's approval, hopefully we'll have a shovel in the ground somewhere around September. Once that's there, then we'll be going full bore. We've seen some drawings of the, or artist conceptions, I guess you could call it, of what the new building would look like, and it's beautiful. It really is. I think it's going to be adding very nicely to the town center. It's going to be 4 bays across in the front, and then our offices and living quarters will be along the western side of the property. There's going to be enough bunk room for, I believe, 6 to 8 folks staying there, and we're really excited about moving up here. As I said long ago, when we first started this project, our call volume has moved into the town of Milton more than it used to be. And so we want to service our patients much better. And by being here in town center, I think it's going to work. So that's our update. We did over 2,700 calls last year, so we're busy. Does that mean that there's going to be a lot more noise up in the town center? No, because we use sirens for moving traffic, not for celebrations. We're here, you know. It's only when we need to. But we got to get there when we got to get there. So, the second thing I wanted to bring up is that hopefully by the end of the summer, I'm going to be retiring. So it does not mean I will not be part of the organization anymore. It's just going to be somebody else that's going to be in charge, and I'd like to introduce her now. This is Ashley Edwards. She's in training right now for my position, and I tell you, if you ever have to hire somebody and train them, find Ashley. All right, she is just a gem to work with. I can't say enough about her. Of course, I've known her forever. She's been with our organization for about 15 years or so, so she's not new to the business. And I'd like her to talk a little bit about what she sees coming up.
So hi, my name is Ashley Edwards. Like Ray said, I've been part of the organization for quite a few years now. I started as a volunteer. I worked with the board. A few years into that volunteering, I worked with our board to kind of pave the way for moving from volunteer to career staff if somebody wanted to do that. So a couple people since then, since myself, have taken what they've done with the Ashley Edwards program and have moved from volunteers to career and are now part of our staff. And then just recently I kind of realized that I'm on the Rayatton program. So I started there, started as a volunteer. I've worked my way up through the agency, and kind of unbeknownst to me, this is where I landed. So the opportunity presented itself, so here I am. I'm appreciative of that. I'm working really closely with Ray, just trying to get everything. There's so much knowledge, you know, to that position in general. And, you know, and making sure that I'm here, that I, you know, recognize each town and everything that they do for us as well as an agency. So I'm happy to be here. I'm super excited to be moving our operations here into this town in particular. And I don't know, if you need anything, I'll be there.
Actually, I personally have had the pleasure of working with you for many years,
Yes,
so congratulations.
thank you.
And just as a follow-up, it is a very comfortable feeling that when you get to retire from something that you love doing, and the person that's taking your position has that same passion. It's a real nice feeling. You know, so you're going to do good.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ashley.
Okay.
Thanks, Rick, for the update.
Mark?
name is Mark Black, 10 Thompson Street in Boston Spa. I'm here to request a donation. I'm an artist working in the village. We're putting up banners, the theme of which this year is Children for Peace. The theme, of course, relates to the ongoing violence, not just in the Ukraine, but in our schools, and hoping that the children have, through showing their artwork on our village streets, that they take some community pride in our village, in our town, of course. We have the approval of the Village of Boston Spa to put them up on the Victorian poles throughout the village. So they should be, if we can get enough funds, they should be up relatively soon, and then they'll stay up until we do the Christmas banners. So I believe we sent you a request for funds.
Okay.
Okay?
Thanks, Mark. I appreciate the board will take that into consideration.
Thank you.
Anyone else for public comment? Yes, Mr. Eklund?
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. Mike Iacolucci, 9 Russell Street. This is the first opportunity I've had to come into the space since it reopened, and I just want to say congratulations. It does look terrific. I've been unable to attend meetings over the last several months. At the May meeting, I know that one of the issues on the agenda was the flag policy. Prior to that meeting, I sent each of you a letter from my wife and me explaining that we did not support adoption of that flag policy, and I hope explaining why we didn't. And we urged you to consider not supporting that proposed policy, or at least tabling the motion. At the May meeting, looking at the minutes of that meeting, it seems clear that a majority of people who chose to speak at the meeting opposed adopting the flag policy. Despite all that, the board voted, I believe 4-1, to adopt the flag policy. In my view, I think it's important that you understand by adopting that flag policy, you sent a message to our community. And my feeling is the message you sent is people who might be gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, or queer are not welcome to stand on the community. I understand some people at the meeting made comparisons between the so-called pride flag and flags of organizations such as Nazi sympathizers, communists, Marxists, Antifa. There is no way such a comparison can be valid. So I ask you to understand that you have chosen a policy that basically says to many people in this community, you are not welcome here. And I'm disappointed that that was the case. Thank you.
Anyone else? Tom? Ben, I'm gonna have you speak shortly, so when this is over, you'll get a chance to address everybody, okay? You're welcome.
Well, I wasn't going to speak about the flag policy, but thank you for enacting the flag policy. We are united under one banner, and it is by no way exclusionary, and I appreciate you doing that, and I don't know how you could possibly take away that it's exclusionary when we're united under the American flag. Ray, I'd love to see the renderings, so maybe if you could bring them, that'd be great. I'd love to see them, I'm sure.
Stop down.
Or, but I mean, just bring them so more of the public could see it
Oh,
also.
yeah,
Which would be
we will.
great. What I wanted to speak about tonight was to say thank you, Supervisor Ostrander, and also to the Highway Department, and more particular to the guys who actually do the work. Thank you. I like seeing grass out there. Thank you. I like seeing a sprinkler system. I like to see new paving. I like to see the parking lot striped professionally. I like to see the new, what I call the senior center, or community center, looking much better. The Veterans Park. The general appearance of the town in the last 6 months has improved greatly. we can build on that success. There's small steps. I mentioned to Jason the other day, we may not get everything 100% right, but you know what? We keep making small steps. We're going to look better, we're going to act better, we're going to be better, and we're going to be open for business. We're the third largest town in this county, and it's time we start acting like that. And I just wanted to say thank you, Supervisor Ostrander. Thank you for putting these improvements in place. And highway guys, thank you. Great job. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Tom. Marion Wood.
Ben Jewell would like to. Okay, go ahead, Ben. Ben would like to have a few words.
Okay.
Hi, for those of you that don't know, I am Ben Jewell. I'm a scout from down in Burnt Hills. And I am working on an Eagle project in the Woods Hollow Nature Preserve nearby, right on North Line Road. And so I've been working a lot on designing maps, and I am replacing most damaged structures throughout the park, including trailheads and nature information posts. On top of that, so I have, if any of you would like to see, I have a draft. I talked to a couple members yesterday about some work that I would like to work on, and most of them approved of that. So I have some changes that I would like to make to the naming of the trails. No physical changes of moving the trails, just renaming of them and just making them easier to navigate. So one of my friends is also working on an Eagle project in this park and is going to help me with this, and we're going to print these signs shortly. On top of that, I have a couple of questions. This project requires a lot of moving of materials throughout the area because we are replacing nature information posts that are damaged throughout the park. And we need some sort of transportation to move these materials out and get new materials in. I have, thanks to generosity of my grandpa, I now have a Kubota tractor available. I am in need of a small trailer to carry these. And also I will need funds for at least one trailhead and for printing of most maps and information on those maps.
Okay. Yep, Ben, just, you have a contact number for the office. If you can call directly, we can work out all the small details. It shouldn't be a problem. Okay? Thank you. Bruce, for the...
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. I wasn't going to speak tonight, but I was one of the folks that got up and spoke in favor of the flag policy because I believe the board did the right thing, and because I believe that the flag of the United States welcomes us all. It doesn't exclude anybody. And to say that unless we fly a particular flag representing a particular organization or group of folks, if we don't fly it, they're excluded. That's not the case. Everybody's welcome. That flag welcomes everybody and doesn't exclude anybody. So I think you guys did the right thing. The flag is inclusive, and we need to look at it as an inclusive symbol of all of us as Americans. Thank you.
Thank you. If any of the board, I know the board, a couple people spoke, I think Barb, you spoke, John, you spoke, Mr. Iacolucci, I want to make something very clear. We made it a point to just advise everybody that everyone is welcome in this town. We weren't excluding anyone from this policy. It wasn't pointed at anyone. We just felt for the entire town of Milton that we don't want to offend anyone, no matter what group comes to us and wants to fly a flag. We're looking out for everybody in our town, so this was the decision that the board made, which was the best policy for us to come up with so we didn't offend anybody. We have 20,000 people in our town. If 5-10 people come to a board meeting and complain about something, you gotta look out for the other 19,990 people. So we understand where you're coming from, but I personally want to make it very clear that everyone is welcome in our town. If anybody on this board wants to speak to you in reference to the same thing, feel free. I know John spoke, I know Barb spoke at that meeting, and I just want to make it very clear to you and anyone who thinks that way, our town is welcome to everyone.
Michelle.
Hi, thank you. It's Michelle Judah from 34 Van Tassel Lane. Sorry I can't be over there this evening. I too was not going to speak on the flag policy, but I do have to respond to the comments just made by the supervisor. You don't want to offend someone. You're concerned about other people requesting to fly flags. Are you saying you don't want to offend someone who wants to fly a Nazi flag in the town of Milton? I'm really confused about that. But on to what I did want to talk about. It has been 6 months since this administration's been in place, and I did take a little look back, and there's been some great accomplishments that have happened in that period of time. Things such as, obviously you've successfully moved back to town hall, you've contracted for a much needed wage and salary review, there was, a hearing with a lot of public comment and action taken regarding the R2 district zoning, vehicle charging stations, advancement on solar energy, all great things. It would have been nice, I think, to have Mr. Otten's presentation tonight as an invited presentation. The agendas seem a little lean. I don't think that the public is actually being informed of all of the great work that's being done. Things kind of come up out of the blue. There's not necessarily a lot of discussion. Some of the things I think we need updates on are things such as the use of the ARPA funding. I understand the next installment is in July. When you were installed as supervisor, you'd indicated that you were going to get input from residents on that. It's come up in public comment several times. It's not been discussed at a board meeting. I'd like to hear more about the Route 50 corridor project. Obviously, the Heritage Springs Steward Works rate review. We still haven't heard about that. The personnel manual. There was a town infrastructure evaluation that was contracted for. When I was reviewing, where we're at in 6 months, I saw, the comments that were made at the January organizational meeting. Our residents have a lot to offer with their ideas, expertise, and diverse professional and personal backgrounds. I want to hear from all of our residents. You have been longing to lend your voice to help put Milton back on the path to success. Working with my team in a spirit of cooperation and communication, we will achieve our goals. My personal motives have been questioned, so I do want to make a point that I was here during the previous administration talking about concerns about how the town board functions, and I'm here now. My chief comments have always revolved around how we're reporting out our fiscal health and our accounting standards and what's happening. I continue to have those concerns. I do see that the financial reports have been brought current, but they were just posted today. I also noticed that on June 17th, the 2021 annual financial report was posted. No mention of that today in the town board meeting. No comments in regards to that. I have to say that I actually would like to stand in solidarity with comments that were made by Mr. Bruce Bogosian in one of the December town board meetings when he was responding to similar accounting questions that were raised by Mr. Olenek. And what he said is, it would be nice to have all of Mr. Olenek's questions answered. We are looking for some new changes. There are many talented people and we need to tap into them. I would like to see the board be more responsive to the questions and concerns that are posed to it, and not just the ones that are easy for the board to answer. Thank you.
Are you still on, Mrs. Judah? Are you still there, Michelle?
She is.
Yes, I got muted. Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, no problem. I have a lot of answers to the questions. If you want to give me a call in the office tomorrow, it probably, I'm sure like 4 or 5 of the things that you had mentioned that you wanted to see done are already in the process of being done. So if you want to give me a call tomorrow in the office, I'd be glad to explain them to you.
I'd be happy to do that, but you're doing the work of the public. So these things should be discussed in the public.
Like I said, those things are, we are in the process of many projects moving forward, which I believe that you mentioned 5 or 6 that we've already done, so there's been a lot of progress made, but I will fill you in on anything further if you want to give me a call. Anyone else, public comment? That's it? We will be going in executive session this evening. A motion for executive session for the employment of a individual within the town that needs to be discussed, so a motion for executive session.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Councilman Isakson?
Yes.
Councilman Froelich?
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr?
Yes.
Councilman Blaisdell?
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander?
Yes.
What did she say about not doing anything? She said everything was good.
Frank?
You good?
Make a motion, come back out of executive session. I used to see her.
We're unmuted. Frank, can you unmute as well?
That's it. We can move on now. A motion was made by Councilman Froelich to come out of executive
Second.
session.
Councilman Isakson?
Yes.
Councilman Froelich?
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr?
Yes.
Councilman Blaisdell?
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander?
Yes. No other business, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Councilman Isakson?
Yes.
Councilman Froelich?
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr?
Yes.
Councilman Blaisdell?
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander?
Yes.